Alright, so we're having a look at commission on this one, and like it says, we're looking at commission that's working on a slightly sliding scale for a real estate agent. So we've got to work out a couple of portions and then put them all together. So here we go, a real estate agent, oops, wrong way. Okay, a real estate agent is paid his commission on sales at this following rate. So this person gets paid 5% commission on the first $75,000 of a sale, of one sale. So not of all his sales. So he sells one house, he gets 5% of the first 75 grand. He then gets 2.5% on the balance of the sale price, so for the rest of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what are we going to do? We've got to work out two things. So I'm going to do the two different things in different colours. So 5% on the first 75 grand, and then 2.5% on the balance. Right?
They go 5% of 75 grand.
Excellent. So the first bit, we'll do in orange. We're going to do 5% times 75 grand, which gives us what?
Gives a shit.
And I'm going to call it C1 because I like to have a letter there, and I'll give it a subscript of 1. So it's commission 1. So the first part of the commission. So C1. I love using the subscript. It makes it easier because then you can just keep using C. But I'll call it C1 and C2, and then CT for C total, commission total. All right. So what's 5% of 75 grand?
3,750.
750.
Okay.
Okay. I just did 10% half it.
Okay.
Okay, 3,750. So that's commission 1. That's his first part. Then the second part, I'm going to change colour so I can match what I'm doing, is C2. Okay, so what do we do?
Do you do 2% of the 3,000?
Close. It's 2.5% to start off with. Okay. Okay.
What did I say?
Now, 2.5%. Now, Dylan said of 235,000. I'm going to say close but no cigars. And John?
But
Take 75 away from the 235 because it's on the balance. So the balance is where he's got his commission on the first 75 grand. Yeah? So now we just need the rest. So if you take 75 off the 235, you what? So it's 160,000. That's a short one. Okay, so if you added those two together, the 75 and the 160, you get the 235. Does that make sense? If he earned, if the house was sold for 78 grand, he'd only get 2.5% on 3 grand because that's what's left after the first 75 has been worried about. So we've already done the first 75, scratch it. So we're now doing of the 160 grand. Okay, so what's 2.5%? What was it? 4,000. Awesome. So we've now got C1 and C2. So that's our two commissions. We're now going to work out CT, and like always, I like to just have a sort of formula sitting there so I know exactly what I'm doing. So my C total, that is a T by the way, not a 1 with a minus sign above it. So my commission total is commission 1 plus commission 2. So I've broken it into two parts. Because there are some people that will get paid, say 5% on the first 75 grand, then 2.5% on the next 100 grand. And then there's a third one that says they get 1% on the last whatever.
$41,000.
So we've got,
41,000.
I'm going to just write that down so that Dylan can then look at it and correct what he's just
I
said.
was going to say, mine came out very different.
Yeah? What did you
I
get?
got an extra zero, don't worry.
I got like 7,000 something.
I'm glad you got 7,000 something.
7,700. Yeah,
That's
well
one
done.
wrong.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
I have wrong
I
numbers.
came out
I
very
got one extra.
Imogen, you're up.
Yeah, okay. I didn't
Okay.
add another zero.
Okay, see how I've written it down? I've written down the formula so I know exactly what I'm doing. Write down the formula, write down what you know, substitute in, solve. It's always easier if you've got that sort of process going on. It may look as though it takes up more working, but honestly, if you've got that written down and you just substitute in where you need to, it stops a lot of problems, and it also tells the examiner or the marker that you know what you're trying to do, even though you can't count. All good?
Oh, good.
All good.